love watching kids learn and just seeing that light bulb go off where they're just like, oh, wow, that's so cool. Noticing like I get to learn alongside with my kids too. So I'm just learning right along with them. Glad you're here. This is gonna be a little less polished than what my other videos are, and I'm actually going to call this I haven't decided yet. Greasy hair chats was what I was thinking, because I'm a little bit more casual in my look today. I still have my purple pants on though. I did those just for you. But so it's either gonna be greasy hair chat or husband t-shirt chat. I don't know. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments below what you think. But I am so excited today. This is a mom tag, or homeschool mom tag, I think is what it's called. Made my tea. Got lots of stuff in it. I grabbed my tea, and Claudia at Faith Through Arrows has tagged me in this, and I thought her video was real sweet, and I loved getting to know her a little bit more. So this is like a get to know you kind of video. So if you guys are new here, that's great. I'm so glad you're here. If you want to learn a little bit more, if you want to learn a little bit more about me, you can watch this video. Just answer a bunch of questions, and if there's any other questions you'd like to know, let me know in the comments if there's anything that's been missed. But I'm just so glad to be here on YouTube, and I've been doing this. I've had a channel for 4 years, but I really haven't been doing it seriously and doing it consistently until this spring, and a lot of that had to do with COVID hitting and all of us just needing something to do with our time, right? But it also had to do with I used to be a virtual assistant for a blogger, and she ended up letting me go in January for reasons on her side. But I was like, oh, I have time now and, and space to do my own YouTube channel. So again, I'm glad you're here. I call it Joyful Noise Learning. And we talk here about biblical-based homeschooling. I like to talk about curriculum reviews. I love talking about Charlotte Mason style homeschool. I'm going to do more of that lately, actually. I've kind of gotten away from that. So I'm going to be doing more Charlotte Mason videos, so go ahead and subscribe if you'd like to see more of those. Oh yeah, and homeschool on a budget, affordable homeschooling. So I know a lot of us don't have a lot of money to put into homeschool, so it's good to have options and resources out there that help us do homeschooling for mostly free or very affordable curriculum things. So I like to talk about that as well. So I keep saying so. Okay, so let's get started. Grab your coffee or tea, and let's just sit down here. It's like you're chatting with me. You're there, I'm here. But you can pretend you're sitting here on my couch with me. This is actually my husband's office. But so the first one is, how many years have you been homeschooling? So I say that usually at the beginning of most of my videos, but right now I think we're in year 7.5. I'm not sure how to count it because I knew I wanted to homeschool before I had kids, or right when I started having kids. So I started homeschooling her officially when she was like 2.5, almost 3, and she will be 10 pretty soon here. So it was about this time that I started homeschooling her 7 years ago. We've just been started with preschool with my oldest, and then just doing one right after the other. Next one is, how many children do you homeschool? And right now I'm doing all 3. And my philosophy of homeschooling is, we're always learning and everything, but I love teaching as many subjects as I can together. And so my younger kids just, follow along and join in with what I'm doing with my oldest. So I teach mostly to my oldest. Every once in a while I'll bring in something that's more that she's already done that the younger guys haven't gotten yet. But my oldest is going to be, she's a 4th going into 5th grade. My second child is 7, he's 2nd grade. And then my youngest is officially kindergarten this year. But again, grades are really unofficial here in our house. But if people want references, I can give you a grade. Oh, there it is. Next question is, what grades do you currently teach? I just answered that one. Guys, this is really hard to do a video while holding a mug. I normally put it down, or I talk with my hands a lot, if you haven't noticed. So I'm gonna put it down now so I can think better. I can't think if I can't move my hands, or if I get nervous, I move my hands a lot. So maybe it's better if I do hold it. It helps me stay grounded. So yeah, grades are really loose here in our house, and if you do go by what level they're at and what they're doing, some of them are in like a lower level in reading, but they're at a higher level in math than what they're actually at for their age. Next one, number 4, what is one of your favorite homeschool curriculums? That's really hard to answer because I like so many. I love curriculum and I've tried a lot. And some of them, unfortunately, I haven't like given enough time. Like I used it for a little bit and then got bored with it and tried something else. So that's a little problem that I have. Hopefully you don't do that too much yourself. But if I could say my favorites, if money wasn't an object, I like My Father's World. We did do a My Father's World curriculum with a co-op a few years ago, and I really liked it. I liked how they did it, the books that they suggested, like that. So I unfortunately, or as I've explained in some other videos, I feel like I can pick my own lessons and stuff, so I don't really need a curriculum to teach a lot of that stuff. But as far as just a general good curriculum, I love My Father's World. There's a preschool curriculum that I love. It's called God's Little Explorers, and I love that. I would teach that every year if I could, and I did it 3 times with my oldest. I did it 1.5 times with my middle child, and my youngest got it like half times, unfortunately, because by that time it's just better to do when you have 1 or 2 kids. But we had so much fun with that. So if I had to pick one that I've actually done and finished and really love, it's God's Little Explorers. It was so affordable, and it just worked the way I teach. So it was very hands-on. It had lots of good living books. It was very biblically based, so we were following Bible stories throughout the whole thing. So I had a lot of fun with it. They had fun with it, and I think that's been one of my favorites. What is your least favorite curriculum? Let's see, that I've used or that I don't want to use because I don't like it? Should I just be honest about that? I'm not an Abeka fan. I did Abeka growing up in a Christian school. I don't know, they've probably changed a little bit, but they're super workbook and textbook based. And after learning my style, my homeschooling style, I'm not that style. And most of my children really aren't either. So I'm gonna say, I'm sorry if you use it, but Abeka, I really do not like. I don't know, there's just something about it. The one that I've used that I didn't like was, oh, Horizons Math. I forgot about that. I'm like, what did I use? I used Horizons Math with my oldest for math for kindergarten. I think what happened was I started her a little too early on it. I think I should have waited a year and then had her try that level. I don't think it was quite at her level. That's probably my fault. But again, it was very just hand her the workbook and try it, and I don't know, it wasn't hands-on enough for either of us. So I'm a hands-on person just as much as my kids. So we like to do things with things that show us visually and realistically how to explain things. So anything that's not hands-on, I don't like, basically. I'll just say that. So that's my style. How do your children socialize? I just talked about this in the Busting Homeschool Myths or Debunking Homeschool Myths video. You can check that out in the description as well. That was an awesome, fun collab we just did. But we all talked about socialization a lot. Socialization. So I am an extroverted mom, and I know this, and I've known this from the beginning. And so there are times where we just do need to get out of the house and be with other people. Thankfully, we joined a co-op, and I try to join a co-op every year, whatever's available in my area, just getting together with other homeschool families. We also attend a church regularly and attend church activities as much as we can. So my kids are always spending time around other kids there. We also get together with other families who have adults and have younger kids and older kids. So we try to socialize with our kids to get all of different kinds of ages, so they're not just with their own individual age. We also have neighbors kids galore, so they're always playing with the neighbor kids, especially right now because it's summer, and especially with COVID when that happened. The public school neighborhood kids were home a lot more often, so that was nice. My kids got to play with them every afternoon, so they get lots of socialization by doing that. We also love to invite people over to our house or go to other friends' house, whether it be for dinner with another family or whether it be a play date, meeting at a park, or having them at our house. That's a regular weekend thing or weekly thing that we do. We also like to be involved with community things. So my kids have done an art class, they've done soccer, they've done basketball. My daughter has done Girl Scouts, so we do get involved in regular kids activities in the community as well. Number 7, how many hours a day do you socialize? Not socialize. Lots of hours of socializing. That would be great. How many hours a day do you homeschool? That's a great question. We do kind of pockets of homeschool. When I'm working or trying to do work for YouTube or for anything else, I try to fit it in a certain pocket in the afternoon. So my goal is to homeschool. We start around 9 and we end about noon for our basic homeschool actual sit down and do work time. My kids are always learning though and always exploring, and like book time, I guess you would say that. So actual like sitting down and reading a book or doing a workbook or writing something is about 3 hours. There's about another half hour of the kids just reading on their own. So that'd be another half hour, 3.5 hours. And then there'd be like about a half hour of watching YouTube videos for science or history or Spanish or just like learning songs. So we have probably a total of 4 hours a day. Number 8, do you homeschool year round? Yes, we do. And I try my best to do that because it goes good with the rhythms of our life and we can adjust with what's going on in our life. For example, last year, we stopped schooling in April because we decided to sell a house and buy a house and move. And then we didn't start school up again until the end of August. So we had a really long break there. The only thing is, we don't usually take that long of a break because I do every several weeks and then we take a break and then we do a few more weeks and then we take a break. I try to go at least 4 weeks. There are times you want to go just 2 weeks and you're like, oh, this is so hard, I can't do it anymore. But I try to keep going 4 to 6 weeks. Sometimes 6 weeks can be kind of long for our family. So sometimes it's around 4 to 5 weeks and then we take almost a week off or just a few days off here and there. The 2 things I do is I take most of December off and we just focus on like Christmas things, and because there's usually so much going on and available for Christmas stuff around December. So we take most of December off. And we also take June off, and June becomes like the end of May. So that becomes our regular summer break. But I like to start up again around July and do it through the summer during those hot days when we can't get out to the water. We just do school inside. Number 9, what is an easy open and go curriculum for a newbie homeschooler? That's a great question. I know The Good and the Beautiful is super popular right now, but it really is a great curriculum. I do think it is well done and it can work for a lot of families, and it's very affordable. But again, like I said, My Father's World, if you want to jump in with what they offer, I think they're great. I would highly recommend My Father's World for a new family, and then you can use that for your whole family, which is great. You can just get the you can see it on the website. If you have just 1 or 2 kids, then you want to get what level they're at. But if you have a wide range of kids, then they have a curriculum that is able to work for the entire family, and you just do all your school together, except for math and phonics, I think, but everything else can be done together. Okay, so hopefully that answers that question. Number 10, what is your favorite part of homeschooling? My favorite part, lots of things. One of my favorite things is being able to watch my kids grow and watch the light bulbs turn on. And that was one of the reasons why I started teaching, was I loved watching kids learn and just seeing that light bulb go off where they're just like, oh, wow, that's so cool. And I'm noticing like I get to learn alongside with my kids too. So even though I'm facilitating their schooling and everything, like I'm just learning right along with them, and I get to share my passion for the things that I love with them, and they get to see that. And so I really love doing that, and the opportunity to build those relationships with them and just watch them grow. And I know if I wasn't homeschooling, I wouldn't be able to see that as much. So maybe it's a controlling issue. Maybe I just want to be around my kids all the time because I want to be in control of what's going on in their life. Maybe it's that, maybe a little bit of that. But I think it also is just a love for being able to watch them turn into amazing human beings. And I love them so much, and I love the opportunity to be with them and do that. My other favorite part of homeschooling is the planning. I love picking the lessons and love dreaming. Like the way I think is I'm an idealist, and I love coming up with ideas and dreaming big dreams of possibilities of what we could do. The actual like implementation of it, I struggle with sometimes, and follow through. Like the first day is awesome, and then it just slowly like fizzles out. So I'm trying to work on that, but I do love planning for it, and not necessarily putting like I do come up with good routines, I try to, but not necessarily putting like, okay, we're gonna do this lesson on this day and this lesson on that day, like not really that, but just like okay, where are we headed, like what direction are we going in school this year, what do my kids need to grow in, what do they need to learn, and then picking books and activities and curriculum that fit those things that I want to shoot for. So that is one of my favorite things about homeschooling as well, doing that. So it fills my need for just dreaming and following a vision and an end goal for a higher calling and a higher purpose. That was my Homeschool Mom tag that I was tagged by Claudia in, so go check out Claudia's channel. And I'm going to tag somebody else. It's gonna be a secret right now. You're gonna have to look in the description box and find out who it is that I'm gonna tag, that they're gonna share their video next with answering these questions. So thanks for joining me for my greasy hair chat, or my husband's t-shirt chat. What do you guys want to call it? Let me know. I'm okay with either one. I don't know. I think it'd be kind of fun. I can come talk with you with a greasy hair braid if you want. Or it can be another husband's t-shirt. He's got some cool t-shirts. So I really could show you some more of my husband's t-shirts if you want. All right, guys, be sure to subscribe if you haven't. And I'm so glad you're here. And I will see you next time.